Also, accounts of lax security in Asaba, the Midwestern Igbo major town and gateway to the Midwest state, resulting in clashes between the police and the army on the eve of the Biafran invasion of the security of the bridge. Ogbemudia also alleged that Kole Wanwo, we talked about him yesterday in Alabi Sama's book. Kole Wanwo, a Midwesterner Igbo officer, showed a lackadaisical attitude towards the invasion and only called a meeting after Biafran troops had effectively occupied the state. Wanwo quickly switched sides and defected to Biafra. Other Midwestern Igbo officers who worked for Biafra stated their different reasons for supporting Biafra. An instance is Colonel Okwechime, who justified his support for Biafra with the allegation of a secret landing of federal naval ships in the Midwest that violated Midwest states' declared neutrality. When push comes to shove, ethnicity always trumps the pseudo nationality that we all banty about. The Igbos have done it. The Hausas also have done it. The Yorubas have not had a reason to do it. If we do have a reason to do it, I'm sure we'll do the same thing. And what do I mean? When Biafra happened, Igbo officers in the Midwest switched sides. They were Igbos, but they were not in the eastern region. The territory that became Biafra was not Igbo land. It was eastern Nigeria. Because Ojukwu was not the governor of Igbos. I mean, the point is that Ojukwu was not the governor of Igbos. He was the governor of eastern Nigeria. Eastern Nigeria has inside it many ethnic groups who were not Igbo. But Igbos also were in other regions that was not eastern Nigeria. For instance, the Yoruba people were also in the northern region, and today they are still in north central. The Okun people in Kogi are Yoruba. The Ofa people, the Igbo people in Kwara State, they are all Yoruba, but they are in north central today. The same way there were Igbo people who were in the Midwest, but they were not part of Biafra, because Biafra actually was supposed to be the old East region before May 1967. It was only in 1967 that, yes, even Ilorin, thank you, Ari, even Ilorin, all the way to Jeba is Yoruba land, but all of that place is in the north. That is geopolitics. The geopolitical zone where they fall into is the north or north central, but their ethnicity is Yoruba. The consequent Biafran invasion and occupation of the Midwest was achieved with the support of some Midwestern Igbos who sought to sustain their leadership position in the administration. Contrary to some contemporary accounts of the war, which tend to emphasize Biafran victimhood, Biafra's occupation of the Midwest region was characterized by looting, killings, and other atrocities against the non-Igbo Midwesterners and northern Nigerians in the Midwest. The feeling of betrayal, distrust, and bitterness against the Igbo, as well as the Federal Army's directive for assistance in locating and identifying Biafrans during the liberation, provoked and enabled the killings of some Igbos in non-Igbo areas. Similarly, the retreating Biafrans and Midwestern Igbos committed atrocities against the non-Igbos in the villages and border areas and in the Midwestern Igbo areas. Most of these killings were unplanned and were the result of the chaos of the war situation. Victimhood in the context of the war was therefore more complex and diffused than has been presented in recent studies of the war, which have tended to emphasize Igbo victimhood over non-Igbo victimhood. I have one question, and I'll come back to read more. But my question is this: who is going to pay reparations to those other people? Are they not Nigerians?